Hey YouTubers, so I'm in the garage, not the deck, not the dick, so the deck, not the dick, so being silly, I was like a big ass cigar, so anyway, enough of that shit, so as in bullshit is bullshit, so anyway, enough of that shit, so basically I'm in the garage again at my parents' house in Massachusetts, we say Massachusetts, so damn cold here, damn hot here, damn. Anyway, I'm smoking a big ass cigar right now, as the big ass cigar for life. Look at that big ass cigar. Hashtag big ass cigar for life. Ignore those in the background, just the birds. The birds are chirping, not turds, birds, you know, frickin' birds. So the birds are chirping. So yeah, sorry about the birds chirping. So anyway, the house of keeping, smoking a Castle Hall Reserva Especial. Anyway, big ass cigar for life. It is an incredibly hot day up here in Massachusetts. So right now it's around 90 degrees up here, so 90 degrees, and it's an incredibly hot day. I mean, for a better word, fucking hot. So anyway, yeah, enough of that shit. So it's an incredibly hot day up here. It's getting really muggy, and we're supposed to get really bad thunderstorms. So we're supposed to get, you know, possibly really heavy downpours, and also really bad, you know, thunder, so and lightning. Anyway, so I had a good week. Let me recap my week right now. So I worked Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at the grocery store. You know, Roche Brothers doing the carts, nice big ass carts with a big ass cigar, not big ass farts, not big ass farts, big ass carts, you know, big ass carts. A lot of people ask me what I do, and basically I push carriages. I collect carriages in a parking lot, and I basically push carriages and push, you know, carts, not farts. Anyway, and that's the shit I do. So, as in bullshit is bullshit, you know. So, I mean, we all know that bullshit can be bullshit. I mean, bullshit can be bullshit. So, anyway, yeah. So, if you hear some noise in the background, it's just some thunder off in the distance. Anyway, so I had a good week. I worked Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on Thursday, I had my dentist cleaning, so I saw my dentist, nice big ass dentist, like the big ass cigar, and I did my video, my teeth and gums, after over 14 years of tobacco or smoking. I don't put smoking in the title because I don't want to get demonetized, so I put, you know, tobacco in the title, so means the same shit, you know, and bullshit is bullshit, you know, bullshit is bullshit. So anyway, so yeah, my teeth and gums were good after 14 years of tobacco, and yes, I'm aware it's unhealthy. I am aware it's unhealthy. I'm just drinking some water right now. Anyway, so yeah, so I had my dental cleaning, fucking dental cleaning, and then today, I saw my counselor today, nice big ass counselor like the big ass cigar, and no, I'm not required to see a counselor. People ask me on YouTube, you know, are you required to see a counselor? Are you mandated to see a counselor? And the answer is no, hell no. I'm not required to see a counselor. I see a counselor out of my own free will. And just because I see a counselor does not mean I'm crazy in the head. So not everybody who sees a counselor or a therapist or psychologist is automatically crazy or cuckoo. So, you know, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Anyway, enough of that. I'm not going into copyright bullshit. So, as in bullshit is bullshit. So, and my counselor and I, we went to a place called Price Chopper, which is like a grocery store, another grocery store. You know, Wegmans, Stop and Shop. You have Kroger. You have Walmart. You have Roche Brothers. You have Shaw's. You have Star Market. And Price Chopper is another big grocery store. You know, big chain grocery store. I believe they have stores outside of Massachusetts. I could be wrong about that. And we had lunch at the food court, And basically, I had, they don't have a whole lot of gluten-free options, or gluten-sensitive options, I should say, because there's like fried chicken everywhere. So there's shit everywhere. So obviously, when there's shit everywhere, obviously there's nothing going to be like gluten-free. It's obviously like gluten-sensitive. So I had mashed potatoes, taters, big-ass taters like the big-ass cigar. I had these potato wedges, which are basically like potato skin wedges, which are fried, but they're like French fries, so the same shit applies, whereas basically it's just cooked in the same fryer later, I most likely hope. And then I also had some brisket, which is basically like very tender beef, so very, very tender beef. Yeah, like super tender beef, like even more tender than prime rib. Like a very, very tender, like lean beef, almost like pulled pork. So kind of like, in terms of how tender it is, like pulled pork. And then that whole meal, I think, cost me just under $20. And you might say, holy shit, Smoking SC, like, holy shit, that's way too much money. Actually, it's a really good deal because Wegmans, I'll tell you this shit, Wegmans, excuse me. I mean, I'll tell you this shit, Wegmans, for their hot food buffet is not cheap. I'm not trying to, like, make fun of them, whatever, or, like, put them down. But, I mean, I got a huge plate, like 2.5 pounds of food at Wegmans once, $35. Yeah, $35 in dollars. So, that's just an example of how expensive Wegmans can be. And I think I paid for this hot buffet, I think it's $8.99 a pound at Price Chopper, and I got just over 2 pounds, so that's like $18. Yeah, 9 times 2 is 18, and then I think I paid like $1.29 in meal tax. There's always tax on food, hot buffets. But I mean, it was a deal. I mean, it was really a deal because Wegmans is so expensive. I think their hot buffet is like $12, $13, $14, or burner, sorry. So, I mean, that's really a deal. And I got like a bottle of water, so I got like a bottle of water. And yeah, so Ash is a little flowery, not ass. No, Ash, not ass. Anyway, so just starting to rain outside. So yeah, that was my lunch, was mashed potatoes, mashed taters, and also mashed taters, potato wedges, and also the brisket, which is like very lean beef, like very, very lean beef. Smoky. And then we went to a place next door called Ocean State Job Lot, which is like another one of those like chain stores. It's like a warehouse store. They sell both food stuff. They also sell stuff like pools and stuff like your yard, like planting, like flowers, that kind of crap, that kind of shit, And yeah, the rain's starting right now. If you hear the rain in the background, you might not be able to hear it because the oil burner is being so loud. So, but anyway, so we went to Ocean State and we just walked around. I got some jalapeno popper, Hers jalapeno poppers, cheese curls to review. So I'll be reviewing those pretty soon. Yeah, I got a big bag of those. I've reviewed the Carolina Reaper. I've also reviewed the Buffalo Blue Cheese variety. Now I'm going to review the jalapeno popper variety, which is supposed to be really damn good. I've had it before, so spoilers, I've had it before. I know people get kind of pissed about that. People get kind of pissed about when I don't do blind reviews. People get a little bit like bullshitty about that when I don't do blind reviews, but I have had them before. So they're jalapeno popper cheese curls. They are gluten-free. So anyway, and then What else? One sec, YouTubers. Sorry about that shit. So after going to Ocean State, we went to like a hardware store next door. Hardware store, yeah, hard. Being silly ass like the big ass cigar. So just to look around at a hardware store. And the food that I had at Price Chopper, it wasn't bad or anything like that. It was delicious. I mean, it was delicious. It kind of did a number on my gut. So I dipped the potato wedges in mayo, which I know people say, you know, ew, mayo's so gross. You know, mayo is so gross. I love mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise. But I think the combination of the mayonnaise and also probably over a pound of mashed potatoes, it did a little bit of a number on my stomach. So, yeah, my stomach was, yeah, the ore burner just went off. Yeah, I did a little bit of a number on my stomach. So let's just say I was in the bathroom twice. So, not throwing up or anything like that. Not throwing up. But I was in the bathroom twice, you know, taking a shit. So, you know, taking a shit, you know, emptying my colostomy bag. So, it did, you know, kind of do a little bit of a number on my gut. So, which is kind of to be expected because, you know, that food is very heavy. I mean, you're probably only supposed to have like probably a quarter of that, you know, a third of that. So maybe like a third. So I probably had like 2 times the recommended serving. So I'm probably going to have an extremely light dinner tonight. I think I got a salad at Roche Brothers. So probably have a light salad for dinner with a little bit of blue cheese dressing. But yeah, I think I kind of did a little bit of a number on my stomach. So I also had breakfast today, so I had, you know, I had scrambled eggs and toast for breakfast. Yeah, I had scrambled eggs for breakfast and toast. So yeah, that was my day with my counselor. And then my dad came to the apartment, and he took me to the typical ass liquor store in town. Yeah, tongue twister. Typical ass liquor store in town, or as I call it, typical ass liquor store. And let me just tap off the ash. Yeah, so we went to the typical ass liquor store in town, and I got 2 cigars. Then they were doing some tasting. They were doing some tasting of some bourbon, and I actually had a little sip of bourbon. That's the first time I've had alcohol in over 3 weeks. Yeah, it's been almost a month since I've had any alcohol, so yeah. So I had like a tiny little bit of bourbon, and obviously you have to be 21 to get that shit. So obviously for last fucking time, I'm 32 years old. So I am 32 years old. So ironically, the guy didn't check my ID. So I must have looked old enough. So, or maybe he had recognized me before, because I go in that liquor store so often. You know, I'm a regular customer. So maybe he's seen me before, and so, you know, maybe he kind of assumed, you know, I've seen this customer before, so I know that person is old enough to, you know, obviously he's clearly over 21. So I think you're supposed to card anyone who looks under 30. So either he knew me, or he recognized me, or I looked at least 30 years old to him. So and then ironically, even more ironically, on the way out, when I was buying the cigars, I actually got carded for the cigars. I was like, holy shit. I actually got carded for the cigars. And the guy who was doing the tasting was probably, I don't know, he was probably maybe in his 40s. And the guy who, you know, who sold me the cigars, you know, who checked me out, the store clerk who sold me the cigars, he was probably younger than me, I would imagine. So if I'm 32, he was probably around my age, if probably a little younger, actually. I would say probably more like in his 20s. So he was probably maybe like 5 years younger than me. So maybe closer to my brother's age. And one sec. Sorry to spit. I had to spit. Yeah, he was probably a little bit younger than me, and he actually carded me. So he didn't scan my ID electronically, but he did take a pretty good look at my ID, a pretty damn good look at my ID. So you know, I handed him. He said, "Can I just check ID?" I handed him my ID. I told him my date of birth, and he basically looked at my ID, said, "Okay, you're fine. You're fine." So. Yeah, so obviously my ID is valid, and, you know, clearly, you know, I'm 32 years old, but he's being careful, so I think he's, you know, they're trained to be careful, so, and especially, part of the reason why they might be being a little bit more careful than usual is because this is the time of the year, not so much when they're doing compliance checks, but more when the college kids are out of college. So he might have assumed, oh, this person is in college, and see, now you have to be 21. You have to be 21 to buy tobacco, as well as alcohol. So he might have assumed, oh, this person might be like a freshman, a sophomore, junior in college, and because the college kids are out right now, they got out, you know, most colleges are out right now, they got out in May, that's why they might be being a little bit more careful, because all the college kids are out right now, and some, you know, some college kids are at least 21, and then you have some college kids who are 18 to 20, so he might have just looked at me and thought I was like a college kid, so... So that's one of the reasons why, whew, holy shit, smoky. That's one of the reasons why he might have just, you know, carded me. And also, he might just be being careful in general. You know, who knows, they could have been warned about a compliance check going around. So, yeah. Oh, big truck going by. Holy shit. Holy shit. So, yeah. So he actually did card me. So, and he obviously checked my ID and said, yeah, you're fine. So, you know, he's checking for my date of birth. He's checking for, to make sure the ID is valid. He's making sure it's not expired. He's checking to make sure the picture on the ID looks like me. So, and then my dad and I went to Roche Brothers, the grocery store in town, and, you know, we did some shopping, and I actually didn't have to get a whole lot this week. This week I didn't have to get a whole lot. I had a lot of leftover shit. A lot of leftover shit from last week, so thankfully it was a relatively small shopping trip. Not dick. Trip. And then we went back to my apartment, and then back to my parents' house. So that was the shit we did. So that was the trip. Anyway, I did get a hot sauce at Price Chopper. I have two things to review coming up pretty soon. I have this hot sauce I got at Price Chopper. I think it's called Lola's, L-O-L-A apostrophe S, Lola's. Yeah, Lola's Carolina Reaper hot sauce. And that was like $4, and that's basically a, you know, supposed to, it's a Carolina Reaper, so it's a Carolina Reaper variety. They also had a Moruga Scorpion variety. Excuse me. I burped. I'm a fucking hog. But I figure I get the Carolina Reaper because the Carolina Reaper is the hottest. And we don't go to that Price Chopper that often, so you know, I figure I get the hottest variety while I'm actually out there, because I might not go there. I might not go there until you know, for a couple more weeks. So I'll probably will review the Moruga Scorpion at some point. I think they also had like a habanero variety, maybe a ghost pepper, not pecker. Anyway, so yeah, and then I also have to review the jalapeno popper cheese curls. So there will be a couple of reviews coming. So hot sauce reviews. Hot sauce reviews and all. One hot sauce review and the jalapeno popper cheese poofs or cheese curls. They're not cheese poofs; they're cheese curls. Cheese curls. So I will be reviewing those pretty soon. And other than that, things are going well here. So anyway, YouTubers, have a nice night. Pretty damn cool. I might do another video tonight. I'm not sure. So bye bye.